Hello and welcome to the 7th and final part of the series looking at the ships in the 14th anniversary bundle. In this video we are going to be looking at the Dilithium store vanity shields, the Zen store vanity shields, and we'll be applying them onto the Constellation class. As usual, the chapters are listed in the description down below. Before we have a look at our first shield, a couple of things to note. Currently there is a bug with the lighting after the recent ESD patch on PC, so light hull materials do appear extremely bright when the light reflects off of it. And with this model of the Constellation I am using the stock nacelles. There is a beta version where you can have the Bizarre Collector effect applied, but I thought I'd just keep this stock for this video. Now, all that being said, let's have a look at the first shield. So this here is the Alliance Vanity Shield from the Zen store. It is currently the only shield available in the Zen store. It comes as part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle, in which you get this shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniforms, and an upgrade. So the shield itself, we've got this white hull material. We can see the gold shading and the grey shading here at the end of the nacelles. We've got grey there for one of the hangar doors. Looking at the rear, we've got the impulse engines which go red, yellow and into the white. You can see some of this red line piping effect as well for the shield, and a lot more of the grey on the various shuttle doors. Then looking at the underside of the nacelles as they are on their side for this particular ship, we've got the cyan effect there for the nacelle. Side on, we've got the gold that we've seen from the front there, touch more of the cyan there. Then we've got this red effect here at the joint for the pylons. You can see the grey shading there as well. I'll quickly rotate through this to try not to blind you too much. You can see a bit of a pattern effect to the hull material. Again, more of the red line there. Again, looking at the top down, you can see the cyan effect for the warp nacelles. Then as we rotate through to the underside, got more of the grey shading there and a bit more of the gold shading also. Now we come to the first shield from the Dilithium store, and it is the Baul Vanity Shield. This is a very popular shield in the game. So we've got this dark hull material which really makes the red lines pop extremely nicely. See some of the dull cyan lighting here as well. Look at the rear, we've got this lovely red effect on the impulse engines. And you see that dull cyan colour on the underside of the nacelles as well. This nice pattern here on the pylons. As we look down, you see this etched design effect to the hull material. And there's a better look at that dull cyan colour for the nacelles themselves. And the same here on the underside. Next we'll look at the Borg Vanity Shield. So this one causes a bit of confusion, a bit disappointment, as players expect this to give your vessel the look of a simulated Borg ship. Unfortunately, it gives you the look of a liberated one. They really do need to rename that one, I think, going forward. So looking at the shield itself, we have a grey hull material, and you can see this mismatch shape of hull plating as a pattern effect to it. We see here this blue illumination area. So that is sections of the hull that don't have any hull plates and has an exposed conduit effect going along with that illumination there. Looking at the back, we see the blue with touches of grey there for the impulse engines. Same here on the underside of the nacelles. And there's some of that exposed conduit effect, this time with a gold, almost orange lighting. So look down, you see that hull plating pattern to the material. More of the blue there for the nacelles, and more of that exposed conduit look there. And we're the same there for the underside. So here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. Depending on your faction, if you're Federation aligned or Klingon aligned, will depend on the visual look that you get when you apply this shield. So for Federation aligned, you get the look of Starfleet vessels in Season 1 of Discovery. And for Klingon aligned, you get whatever they tried to pass off as Klingons in Season 1 of Discovery's look to their ships. So here we have a grey hull material. You see a bit of a pattern effect here with a couple of different shades of grey. We've got this orange effect here. That same orange effect there for the impulse engines. And we see the blue there from underneath the nacelles. Let's look down again, get that nice blue effect on the nacelles itself. Then you see that pattern effect to the hull material. And the same there on the underside. Looking at the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we have this brown hull material, and you can see quite a bit of the pattern effect straight away. Then with this green glow here at the warp pylon. Then we've got this yellow and white pattern here for the impulse engines. You see that full pattern effect here on the saucer. Then for the nacelles, you can see this orange, yellow and white pattern here. And then we're the same there on the underside. Here we're looking at the Emperor's Vanity Shield. We've got this grey hull material. We see some of this purple shading here as well. From the rear, we've got the cyan there for the impulse engines. See more of that purple shading there at the end of the nacelles. Let's look down, we've got this vibrant yellow for the nacelles themselves. And you might be able to faintly make out the blue illuminated dot effect that covers the full hull material. Just with the lighting at the moment, it's not as clear as it has been in some of my previous videos. And we've got a touch more of that purple shading on the underside here. So had the Ferengi kept the Stargazer for longer, this might have ended up being the result. Here is the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So we can see here we have the orange hull material that we've seen on our vessels in the TV shows. Got some gold shading as well, and the grey here on the bay door. This deep yellow for the impulse engines, and a lighter yellow there on the nacelles. More of the grey on the bay doors, and more of the gold there as well. And you see the pattern effect there on the orange hull material, and this rivet effect as well. And there are more touches of the grey also. And we're the same there on the underside. Now we move on to the Hur'q vanity shield. So we've got this pale green hull material, and you see a bit of a shaded pattern effect to it there. We've got this illuminated green pattern design on the material also, and some purple shading. This green pattern effect to the impulse engines, and we see the green there on the nacelles. And we're getting a better view of that pattern effect there on the side, or technically the top of the nacelles. And some of that illuminated green pattern effect here in the centre ring of the circle. And more of that pattern effect to the hull material, and more of that purple shading also as we look at the top. And we're the same here on the underside. Next up, it's the Kelvin Divergence vanity shield. So like the Discovery 1, this is one of these shields that has a different visual effect depending on your faction alignment. So we'll look at the Federation one first, and the Klingon one will be next. So this is designed to give your vessel the look of the Starfleet vessels in the reboot films. So we've got this light grey hull material, and it's got a pattern effect to it. We've got this yellow and orange effect on the impulse engines, and we see this blue and white effect here for the nacelles. This will get a bit bright as I rotate through due to the lighting bug. So we can see that pattern effect to the hull material, and there's a better view of that blue with some white there for the nacelles. And rotating through to the underside, it's the same again with the hull pattern and the nacelle colours there. Looking at the Kelvin Divergence vanity shield on the Klingon aligned character here. So we've got various shades of green for the hull material. See the grey there on the bay doors. This lovely red honeycomb effect for the impulse engines. See more touches of the grey and the various shades of green. Then we see this dull blue honeycomb pattern for the nacelles. And the same there on the underside. Next we are looking at the Section 31 vanity shield. So this is another very popular shield in the game. So with this dark hull material, you see this striped effect here at the end of the nacelles. A vibrant red honeycomb pattern to the impulse engines, and then we see the cyan there on the nacelles themselves. See more of that striped line pattern effect going on here, and same there on the bay doors. Down we can see the different shades to the hull material, and there's that cyan for the nacelles, and we're the same there on the underside. So next up, it's the Tzenkethi Vanity shield. So we've got quite a bit going on with this shield itself. Well, first off, we've got this green hull material with this carved pattern effect to it. This nice design here with the grey and the green for the bay doors. We see the black shading and the grey shading here at the end of the nacelles. And then we've also got this panel lighting material, and as you can see, some of them are pulsating. And we've got this lovely warm orange effect here as well. At the rear, we're white for the impulse engines and for the nacelles. More of that pattern effect there on the bay doors. More of the pulsating light effects as well here. Look down, we're predominantly the green hull material with touches of the grey. Again, that carved pattern effect to it. Same on the underside there, with some of this pulsating light effects as well. This is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield, and it's the last shield available in the Dilithium store at the moment. So we've got this olive green and fawn or sandy colour here for the hull material. We have the grey there on the bay doors. This lovely red effect for the impulse engines, and you see that bright green and white effect there for the nacelles. More of the grey there on the bay doors. And we can see the two-tone there for the hull material. Reminds me of a army camouflage with this colours. And we're the same there on the underside. And that concludes not only the look at the Constellation, but also the series on the 14th anniversary ships. So I'd like to thank you all very, very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed them. Please do remember to like and subscribe. It does help the channel out. In the description, I have links there for real merch, where you can get 10% off your orders using my code. A link there for the STO wiki, which is a great reference database for Star Trek Online. The official Star Trek Online news blog, where you can find information on patch notes, events and any giveaways. Also have my social media linked there, and a link to Casual Sab's YouTube, where you can find his videos looking at builds, reviews of content in the game, Q&A, live streams and news roundups. But until the next video, thank you all again very, very much for watching.